Hello, my name is Sarah, and today we're going to be looking at some astrology type oracle cards. The first one that I have is Black Moon Astrology Cards by Susan Shepard. The card backs are, pretty nice. They were actually quite a bit larger. This is a cut down card or a trimmed card. The book itself is pretty substantial for what it is. It is by Blue Angel Publishing. There is, an easy to navigate table of contents, an introduction, some basics to the cards, and whatnot. In this guidebook, there are quite a few different spreads, which is, always a good thing to have. One thing that I really do enjoy about this guidebook is that it has quite a bit of information for each of the cards, and which is great for anybody who is brand new to astrology. It also has a corresponding tarot card and some key ideas for each card. The book is about 180 pages and pretty good for somebody who's brand new. The cards themselves are pretty glossy. I did trim mine down and it looks pretty when it's all spread out. Cards 1 through 11 are the planets and the lights. It is the planets, the sun, and the moon that activate changes in a chart, and the way they express themselves is through the signs. So the first 11 cards are the planets and the lights. Card 12 is the Black Moon Lilith, which is neither a moon, a planet, or a star, but an abstract geometric point between the Earth and the moon's apogee. Cards 13 to 36 are the signs and the houses. Astronomers divided the sky into 12 divisions around 30 degrees each. The alignment of the stars within the constellations inside those 12 divisions reminded earlier people of animals and people for which the 12 signs of the zodiac were named. These are also the areas represented by the astrological houses in the chart. Cards 37 to 40 are the elements, which is fire, earth, air, and water. Cards 41 and 42 are the lunar nodes, north and south. Cards 43 and 44 are the eclipses, lunar and solar, which represent change. Card 45 is part of fortune. Cards 46 to 48 are aspect cards. And 49 to 50 are the returns. Card 51 is Mercury retrograde, and 52 is void of the course moon. So the next deck I have is the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Now it's not exactly an astrology deck, but it is like a lunar cycle deck, so close enough. I actually really like this deck. The images are quite stunning. The backs are beautiful. One of my favorite. The guidebook is compact in size, but it still has a substantial amount of information for how small it actually is. It does have a few different spreads in here, which is helpful if this is your one and only oracle deck, or one of 200. It's always nice to have a few spreads. For each of the cards, it does have like an actual color insert, along with like a sentence and then a description, and it actually has a companion stone or metal, which is pretty neat. The descriptions for each card is actually very concise but very in depth. The cards themselves are glossy and very pretty. They're standard oracle type of card stock, and they're just beautiful. Cards 1 through 28 show the complete lunar cycle, On each card, there is a descriptive word for the energy that that card represents and the name of the lunar cycle or state that it's currently representing. The cards themselves are very like surreal and quite stunning and beautiful. You can actually use the first 28 cards to flip through with the current lunar cycle and use that information for that specific lunar energy at that moment, which is pretty neat. In addition to the 28 lunar cycle cards, there are 13 moon cards, full moon cards, which represent the 13 full moons in a solar cycle in a year. And you can pull out the specific full moon card and kind of review and understand the energies that are manifesting in that current time. However, I personally use this as just a regular oracle deck, and I have single card draws or 3 card draws to get an understanding of the situation, and it reads beautifully. So if you don't want to divide the cards out, using it like a regular oracle deck works just great too. Next is the Moonology Oracle cards. Now, this deck is widely known, highly popular, and for a good reason. It's Hay House Publishing. It's, a quite pretty deck. Even on the inside of the box is nice. The guidebook is pretty substantial for what it is. It has, a decent table of contents that go over like the basics of for moon cycle or phase. It does give a pretty decent description for working with the cards. It does have some spreads. I wouldn't imagine doing a Celtic cross, but if you want to, by all means. For the description portion of the guidebook, it does give a black and white thumbnail and attuned to the moon, additional meanings for the cards, the teaching, general description. Even though the description for each card is actually not very long, it's concise yet has enough like versatility in the meanings to be relevant, which is nice. The cards are a matte finish and they have this lovely like color palette, and yeah, they're gorgeous. Even though these cards don't go through the entire lunar cycle like the Queen of the Moon Oracle, they do have the major lunar phases, such as new moon, waxing crescent moon, first quarter, gibbous moon, full moon, disseminating, third quarter, and balsamic. For each of the cards, there is a phrase and then the description of what lunar cycle it is. After those, the moon phase cards, you have the new moon cards in each of the zodiac signs. And then following that, you have the full moon cards in each of the zodiac signs and their corresponding energies. Following the full moon cards, you have the special moon cards, which include new moon eclipse, full moon eclipse, waxing moon, waning moon, void of the course moon, cardinal, fixed, mutable, super moon, blue moon, north and south node. The cards themselves are stunning. I love the color palette. They are a matte finish. They are quite nice to shuffle for a tactile reasons. They're quite nice. Overall, it's a great oracle deck, and I actually enjoy working with it quite a bit. The next deck I have is called Heavenly Bodies Astrology Deck. Now, the packaging for this deck is really beautiful. As you can see, it has like this collage type feel, and the guidebook is a hardcover book. It's beautiful. The deck itself does come in like a secondary box with the ribbon for easy pull out, and overall the packaging is it's beautiful. It's stunning. The cards themselves have the similar texture and feel and quality as the Wild Unknown, so it does have like a kind of papery feel to it, but it's not terrible. The gem of this is this little guy right here, this astrology book. It is beautiful. It's got this lovely like collage style artwork. It has, a great table of contents. It has a lot of, information on it. Every page is beautiful. It has a lot of beautiful illustrations. It has keywords and beautiful full color thumbnails. It's just a stunning guidebook for an astrology deck. It's just gorgeous. So on each card, it actually has like a little description on the bottom. So if you're learning, about astrology, this is a great starter deck. The first set of cards is the planets, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus. And after that, it moves to the signs of the zodiac. Following the signs of the zodiac are the houses. After the houses, it has the major aspects, which I haven't seen in other astrology decks that I've come across. So that, for learning purposes, that's pretty fantastic. Following the major aspects is the natural zodiac, which is earth, air, fire, water, yin, yang, cardinal, fixed, and mutable. So I thought that was rather interesting, adding yin and yang in there. Of course, it has the north and south node as well. So I really enjoy the collage artwork of this deck along with the color palette. I think it's beautiful to me. In addition, in the guidebook, each card has a basic description of the energy. It has keywords for the energies and the experiences. And it also has an omen. So if you're looking like, okay, I understand the energy of, Mercury, for example, but what does that mean? What does that, how do I understand that how does it apply to my life or my situation? It actually gives you some practical information, which is very helpful. I know what you're thinking. You don't need another astrology deck. I got you. Right here. These guys. Bam! These are pretty cool. They have all the zodiac signs and the house numbers and the planetary signs. So in all reality, all you need is this little dice set and an astrology book. Now you can go to Barnes & Noble and pick up any astrology book. I mean, they have probably like 3,700 to choose from at each store. They're all over the place. This particular one I kind of thumbed through, and I noticed, it had certain things that I was looking for, like Mercury in the 4th house, and it gives you like some decent information. So, thumb through one, find one that you like, and yeah, all you need is a good book and some astrology dice, and you're good to go. Coming back to full circle from astrology back to tarot. So, this book is widely known for a reason. It is pretty in depth. It basically overlays astrology and tarot. Now, obviously, you can use either the Thoth system or the Rider-Waite system with this book. But yeah, it has great meanings and a lot of insight. So if you want to combine the two, astrology and tarot, this book will get it done for you. Astrology has been around for thousands of years and it is a very complicated system. And I know I just barely scratched the surface. But these decks are great for beginners, and thank you for watching.